I showed you an example of that. That was that Google Doc spreadsheet of the SEO method that Ian wanted to get a copy of. And that particular Google Doc, we assign, like when people first sign up with us or start work with us, one of the first things that we get them to do is open a Gmail account. So that way, once they open a Gmail account, we're actually about to change this slightly because we've installed Google Apps on Melbourne SEO services so that when they sign up, they get grace at melbourneseoservices.com. It's still done through Gmail, but the reason for doing that, that makes you feel like you're part of a real business. You're not someone who's just got, signing up people under Gmail. But because it is with Google Apps, what we do is we can then share documents. So they'll sign up and we'll share them the documents that they need to work on. And everybody's working on those docs. So all of those docs, we've got docs for all different parts of our business, and we've got multiple assistants who'll log in, they'll be updating the title tags, they'll be updating the URLs, and they do all of that sort of stuff. And that's why we started to get them to put their initials so that we can make sure who's doing what and making sure it's being done correctly. Google Docs, fantastic addition to building a virtual empire. Then we've got, you need to get a domain name or use Dropbox as a dumping ground. You want to have some domain name that's not really used for anything other than just dragging and dropping stuff in there. So, you give them a video they need to work on. We just drag and drop it, almost like the work wiki, but online. You have to be careful though, because obviously that's your very much intellectual property. When with our network drive, with all of the different videos, that's my business, and it explains exactly what we do. So we don't put that stuff online, but we have cut down versions of that. Like Megan's put together the process for the way that we do the promotion for our websites, and that component is online. So when an assistant starts, they actually get the documentation. Like we've got a manual that says, here's how you do the first wave of the SEO method. And they learn step by step through each one of the different components, and we've got supporting videos and all that sort of thing. Basecamp is another very useful tool, and this is how we manage different assistants. We had a lot of issues when you're emailing backwards and forward, who said what got said, especially when you start to build a bigger team. And we've got Andrea, who couldn't make it here today, and she'll be watching the videos. She chats with the assistants every day. So let's say if Megan chats to an assistant and says something, and then Andrea chats with to an assistant and says something, there needs to be a central meeting place so everybody knows what's been said. So we use Basecamp for that. Everybody gets their own login. We assign different tasks to different things that need to be done under Basecamp, and then all of it's done. Or it's almost like a message board. All it is an online place for you to collaborate where you can upload files, where you don't use it so much for the uploading files. It's more for the central communication to make sure that when Megan's away, Andrea knows exactly what's going on, and when someone else is away, I can log in and make sure I know exactly where the different assistants are up to. So Basecamp is the one that we use for that. There are a few other solutions, and there's a free one, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Then Skype. Skype is a critical component as well. So into the tail end of this particular session, taking it to the next level. I told you I was getting too busy, and that's when I was too busy managing all of the different assistants, and that's when I looked to get people into the office.